Now for kind of that middle consistency, you're gonna take it just how it is from the mixer. And like I said, I stick to the 1 bowl rule. I'm not changing colors today because I'm just showing you guys this icing, so I didn't rinse out my bowl. But usually between colors and between consistencies, of course you would want to mix or wash out your bowl so that your colors don't combine, unless of course that's what you're going for. So get the color mixed in, and then we're gonna thin this out a little bit. And the way we thin is just by adding little amounts of water. And by little, I mean really, really little. So I usually just have a teaspoon and just add a little bit of water and see what it does. So this middle or kind of hybrid icing is a middle between the stiff that I just showed you and the flood that you'll use at the base of your cookie. And the purpose of this hybrid, or this middle consistency, is it stays puffy, so it holds dimension really well. So if you want something to kind of stick up off your cookie, this is a really great way to do that because it stays nice and smooth on the top, so it kind of looks like a flood, but it's really puffy and it shows nice dimension. So this isn't quite there yet, still a little bit thick. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit, not even a teaspoon of water. And you'll notice it gets a lot easier to move at this consistency. And what you're looking for in this consistency is for it to be easy to move and easy for it to kind of flatten out, because you want it to look nice and smooth on the top as if it was a flood, but have that nice puffiness so that it holds dimension. So if you can see that peak right there, that peak really isn't going anywhere. It's still pretty stiff. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more water. Ooh, yikes. Okay. And if this is your first try or even your 10th try with royal icing, I still find that I struggle with this sometimes. It's just hard to get that perfect consistency. But you can always go up or down with water or powdered sugar. So if you go too far, too thin, you can always add some powdered sugar. And if you go too thick, you can always add water. So this looks like it's gonna stay pretty puffy. You'll notice that it doesn't flood into itself super easily. It kind of stays its shape for the most part, but it doesn't flood completely. So I'm gonna bag this up and show you what it will look like. So, like I said, this kind of puffy middle hybrid is really meant for dimension. It adds kind of that puffy, fluffy look to your icing, which is really nice. So you'll notice it's a lot easier flowing in to the bag than that stiff was. So we'll use the same type of bag ties and show you what this one can be used for. So this middle icing It's soft, it's puffy, it'll hold its shape relatively well. It is really used for showing kind of 3D, kind of gives a lift or dimension. So I'm just gonna pipe something like a circle. And you'll notice that that circle holds its shape pretty well, but it can hold a lot of icing on top of it. So the consistency allows it to be nice and puffy without spreading all over the page or all over the cookie. It takes a little bit of work to flatten it out, so you'll notice that I have to use my scribe a little bit, just to kind of get it to lay as smooth and as flat as I want it to. But if you were to look at it from the side, it's pretty puffy and it'll stay that way. So when I revisit in a little bit, when I show you the difference between all of them, it should stay about the same size and about the same puffiness.